What's up, everybody? My name is Vincent. Welcome to Cryptolution, where we talk about everything under the moon in the crypto universe. Today is Tuesday, November 15th, and today we're making a dedicated video for the y00TS NFT collection. Now, we've made a couple videos back then during the y00TS minting stage. We were given mint y00T tubes, but in today's video, I want to share with you the aftermath and why the floor price has jumped from 60 Solana to over 100 Solana at the time of this recording. Now, as always, be sure to watch this video throughout its entirety, because I'm going to share with you at the end, as always, my conclusion and statement around this. We're going to be discussing where the floor price could go. We're going to look at the charts. We're going to also be looking at what the community is doing, what traits they're looking out for, that hopefully can assist you in deciding what traits you want. But is this a good time to buy? Well, we're going to find out in this video. So guys, be sure to like up that button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join our Patreon page. And most importantly, please be careful to any of the scammers down in the comments below. I'll never reach out via WhatsApp, Telegram, direct messaging, or email. So please be careful and invest safely. So guys, let's get right into it. So just first of all, I just want to address that this was designed by D Labs in Los Angeles. I'm from Los Angeles, so it's good to see that there's a creative community out here, but that's also the creative community that's backing this project. So that's really awesome. Now, if we just go ahead and skim through the website, I'm not going to go into too much detail because I know there are some people who already own y00TS, but if you don't, this is simply this. If you go to drops and you go to the website, y00ts.com, you'll see that you can get great descriptions on the traits at hand. So say, for instance, down here you can see what a 24 gold Chewy guzzler, why that was made, and also how they describe it. And another one that I think is really cool is that they have some inspired traits by artists that are notable and recognizable based on our history or current time. So say, for instance, this one's a Van Gogh starry-eyed night inspired eyeglass trait, which I thought was really cool. And as you can see, you can click on any of these traits to understand why it was made and kind of description of the trait itself. So that's really cool. Now, if we go to the minting stage, this is basically where you take your y00T tube and you mint it, and it creates your actual y00TS. That's really cool. And the Explorer, this is something I want to briefly overview, which is the Leadership, Overview, and Attributes category. Now, the Leadership board is really interesting because this is where the community comes at hand. So basically, the community can decide the value of that specific trait. So as you can see here, the noun glasses is really popular because the community decided either to delist it or relist it for a higher floor price. And as you can see here, they get to decide. We see this kind of fluctuate up and down, back and forth, but this gives you an idea of what we could expect. And definitely decide which NFT you want to invest in terms of the based on the trait. But right now, these top four are really attractive in my point of view. And now next up, we're going to go ahead and look at the marketplace at Hyperspace. Now, this is the current floor market price, and that is 97 Solana. Now, there are so many different traits you can see on this floor and many great deals. Could this price go down further? Well, let's go ahead and look down in the charts. Now, the charts are telling me a couple things. Now, let's go ahead and look at the first thing, which is the floor price. We did see an uptrend. We're going to talk about why that is. But right now, we're kind of struggling right now to break above that uptrend because right now we've seen a lot of green candles, which is a lot of buying pressure. As you can see, the volume is coming in. But also, there's a lot of selling pressure as well. That selling pressure is showing me with this green little support level is that if we break past that, we could see a support level of around 84 Solana. But if we break past that, then we're going to be in price discovery mode, and we don't know where that price could go. But we look forward to understanding what that could look like. But again, FOMO is real, guys. It's absolutely real. But if it breaks down, we could trade sideways between this range. And then right here, we can decide to say, for instance, maybe on November 18th or anytime before, if we trade sideways between that and we break past that, then that's where we can actually skyrocket. But if we break below that, then our next support level is around 70 Solana. So keep that in mind. Now, let's look at the listing count. This is the amount of NFTs listed on the market floor. Now, this is the resistance level, right? We have around 1,100 of these NFTs that are still in circulating supply. Now, we need to break below that in order to see astronomical numbers to the upside as well. But also keep in mind, we have to look at the relative strength index. Now, this is the relative strength index. We've been seeing consistent buying pressure to the upside, which to me could be overbought. So we could expect maybe another downside of price action. So that means it could be an opportunity for you to dollar cost average or buy into a cheaper entry point if you decide to. But could that actually go to the downside? It could, but maybe there's a catalyst event. Maybe Frank from the Degods community decides, and he's the founder, by the way, if he decides to make an announcement, something big about staking, well, you can imagine that the floor price is going to go up. This relative strength index is going to keep going up. And so the listing count will also drop as well. So keep that in mind. So moving on, let's talk about the unique PFP count. This is picture for profiles. You people basically on Twitter changing their profile pictures to these y00t NFTs. And now it's breaking by Soul Bulletin that y00ts continues to dominate the first place on NFT Inspect as the most unique PFP count rankings. Now, NFT Inspect is a great way to evaluate which community is the strongest, which community has the most PFPs to that determined NFT project. And right now, y00ts being less than 3 months old is already at 16th place on both Ethereum and Solana. But if you look at Solana, it's not just, the 13th or 16th place. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th place in the entire Solana ecosystem. That's really huge in my opinion. Now, moving on, let's talk about the geolocation of all the NFT holders, and they're all across the world. What I love about it is that there are plenty of them in California, but also across the world. So that's just something to show you that's really cool around this community and how it's growing so fast. So that's really awesome. Now, let's look at this recent tweet. Now, this is a tweet by CK169. They said, first they fade you, then they can't ignore you. We might be nothing at all, but yay, we gotta make it to Elon Musk. So why is this important? Well, because of the whole FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried fraud that's been circulating throughout the news headlines, when there was an attended meeting between Mario, who hosted the conference or hosted the Twitter space, Frank joined, but also Elon Musk joined. They all shared an amazing space because they're all respected within the space. But that's just going to show you basically where the founder is in terms of his recognition and status in this space. So people not just look only to the collection, but also to the founder, what he's doing. Moving on, we also have what I mentioned before, the traits. Now, this is the trait for the noun glasses. But what's interesting about this is that people are starting their own sub-DAOs or decentralized autonomous organizations amongst these traits. So this is the noun glasses, but what else is there? There's also the Halo Club. Now the Halo Club is anybody that has a Halo ring above their NFT. And that's really cool. They already have their own Twitter page. So if you own a Halo, then this is the type of club or DAO that you want to be a part of. But not only that, let's look at this one. Now this is called the Pimp DAO, is basically this coat. Now the Pimp DAO was posted by Solana Princess in her NFT that she acquired. She had the crown, also the gold glasses, also the pimp jacket, and also we have this. This is the gold chain. These are all great trades. This guy is absolutely pimpish. So congratulations to you, Solana Princess. And next up, we also have some people in the community have been transforming their NFTs and making them animated, such as Abra. Abra has actually taken her NFT of y00ts and animated it, and it's absolutely fantastic. Now, this is an NFT I'm certainly going to like right now at this very moment, but this just goes to show you where the community is kind of taking their NFTs and elevating it in some certain point. But I love it has the Mickey Degods kind of a trait. What I mean by that, it's like a Mickey y00ts trait. Basically, it has the hat, it has a little microphone on the side, and an amazing fast jacket. That's really cool in my opinion. And also, let's talk about this sale. So this was sold for 269 Solana, roughly around $3,861. Now, the reason this is a really high priced one is because it has the halo, but also the banana hazmat suit, which I absolutely dig. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. Now, Into the Night ended up getting this really extremely rare one-on-one y00ts. That means there's only one of its kind throughout the entire y00ts NFT collection ecosystem. Now this one has an amazing painting inspired artwork, which I absolutely dig. But again, this is one of many different traits that you can look out for in terms of rarities. And look at this one. Elliot got this amazing one-on-one, which is kind of a zombie dead y00ts. It has the glowing eyes, the exposed brains, and the flesh. This is absolutely a rare one as well. These are going to fetch for a lot of money later on down the road. And also, if you haven't, like I said before, there are definitely traits that you can look out for, but this is something that you should keep in mind. Like this one right now has still not been revealed, which shows the bull market in his green eyes. That's kind of like a Wall Street Bets type of inspired artwork, but it's definitely something that I would definitely look out for, and it's still out there. So if you have, funds on the side and you want to, buy a YouTube, hopefully you can get minted and get one of these. So this will definitely do really well. Now, next up, we also have this one. Huge Soul, who started the ABC collection, I guess had a ton of liquidity, and now he owns 40 of these NFTs. I definitely think he had an opportunity to buy these NFTs because Solana had dipped literally 50% from his floor price because the SBF, aka FTX fraud, dropped Solana from $30 down to $15. So obviously he probably took that advantage and bought a whole bunch of these NFTs, but possibly could be why the floor price has pumped from 60 Solana to 100 Solana. But don't let it stop there, because Phantom Wallet posted this back on November 10th, which was 5 days ago. Basically, in this tweet, they were basically saying they had a ton of liquidity. They want to show contribution and payback for the community for saying thank you. I mean, based on this, Phantom had accrued so much interest, so much money from secondhand sales, transaction fees, everything that you can think of, from Magic Eden to other marketplaces as well, and not even that, DEXs, swaps, and everything within that matter. And they said, we're going to pay back our community. And basically they said we had basically 132,000 or 7,800 Solana that they want to just sweep the floor of any NFT project. And people were basically sending in their suggestions. Guess what they did? So this is Degen News. Degen News shared this. Phantom reveals itself as being the perpetrator of the y00TS NFT sweep, specifically the Mullet DAO, and it celebrates entering the utopia. Now, I don't know if you can see on your screen, but these are all mullet traits, as you can see on the very back of the y00TS NFT. And so basically Frank, the founder, had something to say about that, saying, bro, swept 14 mullet DAOs, and that's exactly what Phantom did. So that's absolutely another reason why the floor price had jumped. But again, things are shaking up, as Frank has said, because people within the community are fighting to find the most quality, but also the most value out of their traits. So if you have any of these traits, you get to make a decision with your community, with that DAO, that specific trait, to decide what the value is. Can you be number one? That's up to you to decide. And next up, I want to share with you that kmoney.soul shared this, or Crypto.me said this. Tubes just hit 1 million volume in terms of bear market. Who? Well, that's going to be everything with their ecosystem. Now, this is Solana Daily. This was posted today, this morning. It said the most traded collectibles on Solana in the last 7 days. What are the top 3? It's the y00TS NFT collection, Degods, which is the Generation 1 collection before y00TS, and they also have Degods within Degods, and then the y00TS Mint Tube, which is basically the tubes that you use to mint in order to reveal your y00TS. They're the top 3. Look at that amount of Solana trading volume. Now, this is millions and millions of US dollars going into the ecosystem. So when people say that the bear market has begun, that people are leaving Solana, this is the end of cryptocurrency, if you look at this and the amount of transaction volumes that's happening, the data is showing absolutely something differently from what those people are accusing it of. So I do not believe it. There is still a huge Solana ecosystem out there, more specifically within these 3 collections. So that's absolutely huge. And by the way, this has been number 1 y00TS for almost, I feel, a month now. So it's not slowing down. So Frank had something to share with you, and I want to share with you something about this that could be controversial. He said, hey, just to be clear, I don't think Solana will die just because of one project leaving. He's referring to y00TS. I appreciate people in our community believing this, but please stop spreading the message. It's not accurate. There are so many underrated builders on Solana. It'll be fine no matter what. Why is he bringing this up? It's because he put out a post out there that possibly, who knows, maybe the Solana project will bridge or maybe move over to Ethereum, but that's not solidified yet. It's just a rumor. It's just something that he announced just to share with the public what they think about it. But if this happens, if he switches this project to bridge over to Ethereum, is that good or bad? Let me know down in the comments below. But again, he's mentioned in Twitter Spaces that it hasn't been decided yet, but also who's to say the future won't be multi-chain, right? What if Solana and Ethereum work together in some shape or form? This is just, thinking ahead, being able to think progressively. Where can we see this happen in the future? Because again, you have to be ahead of everybody else in terms of keeping this pace going. And he has a lot of responsibility on hand. And then next up, he also said if you're a y00TS holder or a Degod holder, they've actually recently updated their Discord. So if you want to know the Discords, they're going to actually conveniently try to make their one Discord page beneficial for both Degod holders and y00TS holders, because right now they're separate. So keep that in mind. If you haven't already, join their Degod Discord page. If you haven't, maybe sooner or later there'll be a y00TS section for y00TS holders in case you want to be a part of that community. And maybe there'll be an opportunity. If you don't know this, you potentially could have a chance to be part of their Ethereum collaboration or NFT. What does that actually mean? Well, before y00TS was announced, there was some speculation around Frank announcing that y00TS holders would have access to an Ethereum NFT. We don't know what that actually is. I haven't seen any follow-up with that, or maybe someone hasn't updated me, but I look forward to that. But if you haven't already, join these 2 different Discords, down here and down here for the y00TS and Degod. That's the links below, and only follow those links. Any other ones is a scam. Now, you must be wondering, what did I do? Because I've shared with you all the news around this collection and basically the bullishness around it and also the bearishness around it, because I want to share with you full honesty around it. So what did I actually do? I actually bought an NFT myself. Now, this was the banana hazmat suit that I really wanted. And I just got really excited for the anticipation for the staking mechanism. Now, based on what I know, is that the staking will allow you to stake your NFTs within a 30-day period. Again, that could change. But once you stake your NFT for every 30 days, I think you'll be able to add an additional trait to your NFT. I don't know what that's going to look like, but if that's true, that means your NFT will pretty much elevate over time, and that incentivizes people to not list their NFTs on the market floor, and they'll actually grow your NFT in value over time. And I think that's really bullish in my opinion if that decides to go in that direction. So as a conclusion, because this video is super long, I don't want this to take up too much of your time. Guys, there's so much more that's going to happen with this NFT collection. Right now, the floor price hovers around 80 to 100 Solana. Again, it's not financial advice, but this is just my own opinion, and again, for your own entertainment. It's a great entry point because I really do feel like the discount of Solana is half of its price, roughly around $14 to $15 per Solana, compared to what it was a few months back when it was around 250 Solana. Yeah, that's how crazy the floor price is pretty much decreased. But also the entry point for each of these NFT collections, specifically y00TS, is a great entry point. Even if it was at 60 Solana, which was completely free in my opinion, anything above 80 to 100 is actually a great deal. And specifically, you can look for great rare traits between 100 to 200 Solana in case you have liquidity to spare it like that. But again, never invest more than what you're willing to lose. Where do I think this collection could absolutely go? I do think that this collection could reach far beyond the hundreds of Solana. And I'm not talking about when Solana is $15. I definitely think when Solana is even at $250, that these NFTs are going to be worth a lot more because the artwork can be adopted very easily by brands. People can look at this and they don't see any drugs, they don't see anything offensive, no cursing. They see that this could actually be something bigger than OK Bears. This could be the first Solana NFT collection that really is adopted by a big name brand that is in real life, that's in the Web 2 world, that can slowly adopt this utility around this collection. And obviously the artistic element behind this collection is absolutely on par with what's going on in the world of art. So guys, that's my conclusion. Again, we'll make more videos about this later on down the road because again, I'm sure there'll be new news updates later on down the week or month ahead. And I look forward to sharing that with you. But as always, if you are a y00TS holder or a Degod holder, please leave a comment down below on either Twitter or on YouTube. I look forward to hearing your thoughts on where this collection could go. And as always, be sure to like up the button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join our Patreon page. I'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for watching Cryptolution. Join our Patreon page for all our private alpha calls, investment strategies, and one-on-one consultations in the link below. Limited spaces are available, so be sure to reserve your spot today. Invest safely, and we'll see you on the next episode of Cryptolution.